Good morning, everybody. It's your boy D Max. So let's talk. Yeah, I said it. Who am I talking to? That's a big question a lot of the times because when you become a content provider on YouTube or whatever platform you're on, they have this thing called analytics, and this is your statistics. These are your demographics. This meaning who's your target audience, like what age group are going to relate or appeal to your message the most. What time of the day is going to be the best time for you to put your message out for the maximum amount of people to hear it. Um, all of these different statistics to give you a pretty much a guideline what to go by in order to attract people to your page and your content. But I go by a little bit different rule. I go by the rule of he who have an ear, let him hear what thus the Spirit of the Lord says. And so my demographic can go all the way across the board. Anybody who is willing to open up their mind and open up their heart to listen to truth, to listen to facts, to listen to the bottom line. That's my demographic. So really, my demographic is anybody who wants to learn and wants to grow. So I don't target anybody specifically, even though there are certain people who gravitate towards my message, and those are the people who have an ear to hear what the Lord is saying through me. And sometimes I give my opinion, I give my own narrative, I give my own thoughts and stuff, but it's always going to be founded and based in the word. And that's why I always end with my little slogan that I say, because the word can always heal. And so when I speak, when I come on here and I start talking about specific topics and things like that, I'm not targeting anybody. It's not directed at one single person. I just throw it out there, and whoever gravitates to it, then it is what it is. That message was for you for that day. I don't go seeking out people to try to recruit and things of that nature. It's unnecessary, man, because I don't want nothing from nobody. Only thing I want is for people to learn. I want people to grow, and I want people to be able to think clearly and make fully informed decisions, man. That's all. Because I know that if the overall masses of people start to do those things, it's a trickle down effect. And so, directly or indirectly, that is going to affect me. That's going to make my life easier because now we have people out here who can think for themselves and who are actually using common sense and using the knowledge that's brought forth to make themselves a better person and to make this world just a little bit better place than what it is, because we can have peace amongst the chaos. I remember back when I was younger and my cousin was killed by police officers, and we had a riot in our small town of Concord, North Carolina. Shout out to everybody from Concord. And when this happened, the police were trying to I won't say intimidate, but they were definitely doing too much. It's kind of like that scene from the movie Do the Right Thing where they choked the guy until he died. See, this was back in, oh man, this was what had to be around 1990. It was before my son was born, so it had to be about 92 or 93, somewhere around in that range. And, you know, everybody rioted. They rioted because we wasn't trying to hear none of what they were saying. The NAACP came down and they were with the Robinson family and everything. And the people were not trying to hear that. And the only thing that was able to stop the people from destroying everything in the city was a small still voice from the Lord. And my whole point of bringing this up was because in the midst of all of that chaos, there was a situation where a store was set on fire. It was a community corner mart, and it was set on fire during these protests and riots. And the house next to it, the heat from the fire was getting so hot that it was starting to melt the siding on this house that was next to the store. And then it started to catch on fire. And in the midst of all of this, the people in the community stopped and recognized what was going on and began to formulate a line and taking buckets of water to throw onto the side of this house so that this house would not catch on fire, because we understood, even though we were angry and we wanted to do something to show our discontent, we weren't trying to hurt anybody innocent. And you know what they say, hindsight is 2020. Maybe if they would have thought about that first and wasn't caught up in emotion, then setting that store on fire wouldn't have happened. And then too, it was in our neighborhood, so it was counterproductive to burn down that particular store. But it was owned by a man. I'm not going to say his name, but he wasn't of our ethnicity. He was in our neighborhood. He talked crazy to the kids and, people around there and stuff like that. And so naturally, whenever everything went down and tempers flared, they went straight for that because it was the closest thing to them that they felt like they could get some justice in. And that was street justice nonetheless, but it was a justice for them. And so that's why they set that store on fire. But like I stated, and the reason that I stated, in the midst of all of that chaos, the people recognized the need and they went forth and they helped the people that were in need. And that is the same as my page right here. Because in the midst of all of the chaos that's going on in this world, I'm gonna still be one of those still small voices that be like, hey, yo, hold on for a second. Just pump your brakes for a second. And just giving those cautionary tales in life that would give somebody something to think about or ponder whenever they have to make a decision that's along the same lines as what I'm discussing. So, who am I talking to? I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, but I don't even have that many people if you watch my show, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. When I speak, I'm not thinking of anybody in particular. Anything that I say, unless I put a name on it or a label on it, it can go for anybody who's dealing with that. That's the thing about the word, man. It goes out and it does not return void until it accomplishes what it set out to do. So when I speak that word is going to go out and touch everything that it's meant to touch before it comes back to me. And when it comes back to me, whatever energy I put behind it when I put it out, it's going to come back to me with that same energy. So when I'm out here speaking, man, I'm not just speaking to hear myself talk. I'm not just speaking to be somebody that's known by everybody. That ain't what I do this for, man. That's why I started to black my face out a lot. I'm starting to I'm gonna take that back because first of all, I want to say shout out to the sister named Anita. She came on my show a while back and she brought something to my attention, because anybody who been following me for a while, they know that my background used to be the Washington Redskins. I have this blanket that my wife bought me because I am a Washington fan, and I use that as the background for my podcast because it was primarily sports we were talking about, and I felt like that was fitting. And she brought to my attention all of the what's the word I'm looking for? Mm, I say all of the history behind the Redskins logo and the name as well. And so I was in agreement with what she stated, and she asked me respectfully to take that background down, and it's been down ever since. So I got this white background, which is cool. It's basic. I ain't tripping. I don't care about all that, man. I might put some hats up back here, kind of give some decoration or whatever, but it's more about the message. It's all about the message, man. It's all about, did you get what I was putting down? That's all I really care about. That's all I really want to know. Did you get what I was putting down? And if there's anybody who's offended by the things that I be saying on here, then good. That's exactly what I want you to be, offended, because now you're going to think about what I'm saying. I provoke thought. That's what I do. I provoke thought with what I say, with what I'm pondering, with what's put on my spirit to talk about, and anything that can get you to think outside of your normalized box, then my job is done. And I'll walk away on that, and I'll say it just like this. Yeah, I said it, and I stand on what I said. That's why I'm changing up the name of my show. I'm trying to find something that has not been used by other people. I'm trying to find something that fits me. And I think if y'all will look at my thumbnail for this, I think my new title and stuff like that is cool. Y'all just let me know if you got a second. But yeah, I said it. And what you gonna do about it? You can either accept it or reject it. That's all that's gonna take place. People are out here scared to say things. They act like somebody just gonna haul off and slap them in the mouth for what they say. Now that can happen. I'm not saying that it 100% can't, because it can if you push the right button and you say the right thing and you go up in their driveway with what you're talking about and touch a nerve. Yeah, that can happen. And we see all the time these people having confrontations. But for the most part, if it, what they say, a hit dog holler. So if I say something that make you feel some kind of way, don't be trying to analyze me. That means you need to analyze yourself, because you're the one who gave a reaction. You're the one who had a chakra that was stimulated by the frequency that I put off in my voice with what I said and how I said it. So yeah, I said it. And one of my favorite things to say is, you can't beat me. I have an outstanding challenge for anybody still to this very day in a boxing match. If you got a problem with me to the point to where you just can't live with what I said and you feel like I need to take it back or else, I have that outstanding challenge for a boxing match all day, every day. It does not change. It does not have a particular person in mind. Anybody who's willing to step up to the challenge, DMAC is more than welcome to meet you in a sanctioned, friendly boxing match so I can knock your head all the way off. It's just that simple. And afterwards, we're gonna do like they do in the pros, and we gonna hug it up, and we gonna have respect for each other. Well, I have respect for you. I don't know if you have any for me, but that's what it is. And I can really make this happen because I am connected to Ain't No Ducking in North Carolina. And if you don't know what that is, I'm gonna give a shout out to my cousin Stanker Caldwell, give a shout out to Donnie Bell and all of those guys down there who they have a backyard boxing association that they started in Concord, North Carolina, to stop the gun violence. So all of these guys in the streets who can't settle their differences without picking up that gun, then now they've got something that is sanctioned by the local governing bodies to where they can sign the paperwork, go in and have a boxing match in a safe environment and settle those differences instead of going out there in the streets and picking up guns and ultimately having a shootout. And 9 times out of 10, they miss the person that they shooting at and killing somebody, baby. So these guys came up with this concept and this idea, and they making it work. And so the forum is there, the venue is there. So when I say if you got a problem with D Mac and you want to swing it out, the option is there. It's available for anybody who really want it. It is truly available. Good morning. Good morning. Who is this? Love Face. Love Face. Okay. Online strips without clothing. Okay, well, somebody's doing a little promo. I'll give you a promo real quick. I ain't even tripping. Love Face XYZ will satisfy your wishes online. I don't know. That's kind of that look like some stripper stuff. I don't want to promo no stripper stuff, man. So let me get back on topic. That's another thing I want to say to you guys. If you notice down in your comments section, good morning, my brother. What's going on? Hey, y'all go over and check out the official Dr. Waltz too. That brother be over there on some knowledge. He be spitting, and I support content providers who always stay true to themselves and to their people. So salute to you, my brother, this morning. But yeah, like I was saying, if you notice sometimes in your comments box or whatever, you'll find a little message. I think it's like BYI dot something or whatever. And if you click on it, it's like a promo for porn. It's a promo for OnlyFans and stuff like that. So just be mindful, content providers, when you have those messages pop up in your comments box, because all it is people trying to get some free promo for they whatever, and they're doing it in a dishonest way. You know, it's pretty clickbait, like what just popped up on my thing, just a clickbait. So just be mindful of that stuff like that, because if you don't want that type of messaging on your stuff, then you want to go in and get rid of those types of comments and things like that. And I think they do it as a way of sabotaging your page, man, because if they go through and they see a promotion for nudity and promotion for sex and stuff like that, they can always come back and be like, oh, well, you was promoting this and this violates our community guidelines, and they'll use that as a basis to try to ban you. So it's all of these little things that they do to try to stop your message and try to stop that word from coming forth. You got to be on top of your game and understand what's going on with these different platforms, so that you can combat against that stuff, man, because they always coming from some type of angle. And I see my numbers starting to pick back up a little bit as far as views and things like that. Now, everybody listen, anybody who's in the in my subgroup, yeah, I love all of the interactions and things like that. But like I said, don't even like my comments or my videos. I don't want the likes. And I know that sounds kind of weird. I know that sounds counterproductive to what I'm doing. But the reason I say that is because when the more likes and shares and things that you get, then that's more activity that's coming to your page. And the more activity is coming to your page, then those higher ups in the YouTube chain are going to start to notice that activity. So now they're going to pay more attention to your page. And now they're going to start sifting through your messages and seeing what you're saying. And then all of a sudden you're going to have things popping up saying, we're gonna strike this, or we're gonna flag this video because of this and flag this video because of that. So I want to keep a low profile, you know what I'm saying, and just stay under the radar, man. That's where I'm comfortable at. That's where I like to be, and that's where my message is untainted, because they don't really regard it as being anything significant, because I don't have the big numbers. But little do they know that Yeshua used 12 dudes to turn the whole world upside down. So all I need is 12 strong subscribers, man, to turn this whole YouTube thing upside down. Now they're gonna continue to attack my page because I'm constantly filing complaints with the Better Business Bureau against these platforms. Yeah, I have two complaints filed right now against my own channel, against YouTube, because of the practices that they're doing against the people, because of the shadow banning, because of the going in and manipulating comments and erasing people's comments that they putting on your page and stuff like that. All of these things I see, bro, and there's something that can be done. And I'm starting to make those moves. I'm making complaints. I'm making me a paper trail, because at some point it's going to come to a head. And whenever this has to go out in the public and be addressed, I want it fully documented where I stand on this. Yeah, I said it. I put out two complaints against YouTube with the Better Business Bureau for their malpractice and for their manipulation of people's pages for their own monetary gains or for the suppression of a person's speech. These are the things that I filed, and I don't care what heat it brings on me. What they gonna do? They can't beat me. That's always gonna be my motto for whatever. When it comes down to bullies, I'm a bully to the bullies. That's why I like that my boy said it the other day. Shout out to Reverend Tony, man. I'm a bully to the bullies. That's how I was in middle school. That's how I was in high school. And I carry that mentality all the way throughout, because I know what you said they shadow banned YouTube, bro. Anybody on here that's going against the narrative that they trying to push, they're gonna shadow ban and they're gonna manipulate your page, man. That's just a given. And you know why they do it? Because nobody's there to tell them that they can't. YouTube don't have no union. Us content providers don't have no type of legal say. We don't have any type of legal firepower against this YouTube system, or Google, in fact, because all of it is a subsidiary of Google. So if we don't have any legislation and we don't have any type of guideline to go by as far as what we can fight against them with, so that we can have a full opportunity to express ourselves, then we just gonna be stuck in this ongoing battle. And I feel what guys like Boosie is saying, because it's a thing where Kim Kardashian, she can put the nastiest, most provocative nudity on her sites that she won't nobody say nothing or do nothing. But let somebody even take her stuff and repost it on theirs. If they don't have a certain amount of subs and they don't have a certain amount of likes and followers, then they're gonna flag you for it. But they didn't flag the originator of it for it. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that's going on, man. There's a double standard on this internet, and they will allow certain people to do things, but somebody of a lesser influence try to do it. Then here they come with this, oh, you've violated the community guidelines, and they don't leave a place where you can interact with them and say your feel. That's the thing that pisses me off the most, is the fact that they set it up to where they'll send you this message. There's no interaction back and forth. There's no opportunity for you to plead your case. It's just what they say, and then they ban you or whatever they're going to do to you. And that's that. No type of court of law, no type of nothing. So it's basically their word against your word. We said, when I comment to roses in a heart, they said it isn't required comment. Hey, man, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And so my message and my content is on a whole different level. See, people don't understand the supernatural component to me speaking. They don't understand that. They don't see that. Like I said before, whoever have eyes, let them see. Whoever have ears to hear, let them hear. Because there's people out here who see my mouth moving, but all they hear is Charlie Brown teacher. Want, want, because that message is not for them. You know what I'm saying? They got eyes, they can see, but they can't see within the spirit. All they can see is the carnal. All they can see is the flesh, but they can't look into the spirit of a man. You know what I'm saying? So there's people on here that's looking, and they're looking with the intent of finding something to try to sabotage me or destroy me with. There's some people who on here just looking because they want to make sure that I'm staying consistent with my message and staying on par with my purpose. There's some people on here who's just looking to see, they just looking to see if they can find something to speak about on their platform. Yeah, a lot of those big dudes on those platforms, they be down here cellar dwelling. That's what I call it whenever they come down and they steal content from smaller providers because they feel like people won't know where it came from. Those are the cellar dwellers. They'll come down here and they'll start looking around our content and they'll pick up on a good point or a good message, and then they'll run straight to their platform and they'll switch up the words and say it in a different way to make it seem like they had some type of epiphany or God gave them a word. It's all good because as long as the message is getting out, I don't care who the messenger is. So if I say something that sparks your upper chakra and it causes you to want to act, and you go out and you relay that message to somebody else, there you go, that ripple effect. My job is done. Like I said, I'm here to provoke thought. So if I provoke thought in you, and if I bring something, and that thought brings you to a place to where you want to share, cool. That's it. I don't need a whole lot of followers, and that's why I always expound on that. I don't need a lot of followers. I don't need a lot of subscribers. All I need is people who out here trying to do the work. People out here who trying to make this place a little bit better in the midst of all of this chaos and calamity, because it's already been prophesied, all of the chaos and calamity that's going to come in these days. And so people don't understand that, when the prophecy is being fulfilled, it's not going to be in a neat little package, and it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be some bloodshed. It's going to be some crying mamas. It's going to be some crying daddies. It's going to be hurt, pain, confusion, all of that. This is prophesied. All right. So I don't know why everybody acting so surprised at what's taking place unless you just don't believe. That's all I can really say, because it's not shaking me. It don't have me scared. It don't have me out here wearing no aluminum hats. It don't have me out here doing all of this crazy stuff. Why? Because I'm well versed in what prophecy says about the time that we living in right now. And I have comfort in the understanding that I've gained through my studies, through my research, and through revelational knowledge that's been imparted in me. So I ain't tripping. And a lot of people out here who shares that same knowledge are not tripping. But the people who are tripping are the ones who don't have no foundation in anything. Now, I'm not saying you got to believe what I believe. I'm not saying that your foundation have to be in my foundation, but you have to have a foundation in something. You need to be grounded in something, because if you don't believe anything, then you'll fall for anything. You don't stand for nothing, you're gonna fall for something. Like how the saying go. So, I'm careful when I talk to a person who's not willing to commit to an idea or a concept, because that means that you just pretty much flapping in the wind, and you're willing to latch on to any wind of doctrine that sound good to you. And all wind of doctrine that sound good ain't good for you. There's a lot of prolific speakers out here. There's a lot of charismatic speakers. and a lot of them are cult leaders. So just keep that in mind whenever you're being excited by a speaker. And I covered it the other day when I was talking about how, the preacher back during slavery, he was real charismatic and he did all that hooping and hollering and stuff, to keep people entertained, because if knowledge is power, and if those preachers were able to really give the knowledge of the living God, then there would have been a change. There would have been rebellion. There would have been a whole lot of things different. And so they had to monitor those messages. But that's a whole nother story, man. So, the monitoring of our message, and that overseer sitting in the background listening to what you're saying, that's exactly what YouTube is doing. Whoever they overseers is in the community guidelines and stuff like that, he's sitting back there making sure that these slave preachers is preaching the right message, a message to keep the people docile, a message to keep the people in line. So you got cats like the Charleston Whites, and you got cats like the WAC 100s, and you got cats like the man, I can name so many. Dr. Umar Johnson. You have all of these cats who, yeah, they talk real good. They got the gift of gab, but their message is full of so much venom and so much hate that, it's misleading. It's very misleading. And if you don't have knowledge and understanding, then you're going to get caught up and confused and find yourself angry and you don't even know why. Well, because the spirit of confusion causes anger. That's why so many people out here hate people of different ethnicities, because they're confused. They don't have any understanding of something. And when you don't understand something, you're more likely going to lean towards not liking it. So that's just where we are as a people. That's just where we are as a nation of people trying to coexist with each other, but at the same time trying to change each other's mindsets to what we feel you should be thinking and saying. But that'll never ever take place on this page. I promise each and every one of you that. And if you ever see me going off course and starting to become like these other providers, I ask you, as my people, as those who are like-minded, check me on it. I'm not one of those dudes who gonna be in their feelings and gonna go off on you. I receive constructive criticism, especially when I know your heart is for me. I'm not gonna just disregard what you say. If you hit me up on the backside of my DM or whatever, hey bro, this came to my attention and I wanted to draw it to yours, then we gonna have that conversation, man. And if you right, I'm gonna say, hey, my brother, you right, my sister, you right, and that you absolutely right, man. My brother's keeper. My brother's keeper, man. I listen to my brothers. I listen to my sisters because I value y'all opinion, man. I know y'all ain't on my page because y'all ain't got nothing going on in your mind. Y'all some thinkers. Y'all are some analytical thinkers, and you really want to see a change as well. So I'm going to take to heart what you say, and I'm going to apply that to my life. That's wisdom right there. That's what wisdom is, the practical application of information and knowledge in your life to come to an end result. So yeah, once again, shout out to my people, man. We you say there's no unity. There isn't any unity, and I was talking about this the other day. It seems like when we're put in the most dire situations, we can come together, because you look at the brothers that's in prison, in the environment they in, and them being in a situation to where it's nature or nurture, survival of the fittest, they come together, they unify in them prisons, And they say, look, we got to come together, because if we not together, the Mexicans is going to overrun us. The Asians going to overrun us. The Aryans going to overrun us. All of these different groups is going to overrun us. So we going to have to band together in here. So you may have Bloods and Crips in there, but if it's a war between the Mexicans and the Blacks, guess what? Those Bloods and Crips are going to set aside their differences and come together so that they can preserve their ethnic groups. So they understand what it is to unify. They understand what it is to set aside your differences for a bigger picture, but you have to have the right amount of pressure on you for you to do that. And we're out here in the world, and we don't have the same types of institutionalized pressure that they have in there. And so we still feel like, we don't have to, it's not that serious. It's not serious enough for us to have to set aside our differences. So I don't know what it's going to take, man. I don't want it to have to get to the level of danger that's in a prison for us to come together. And I don't want us to come together just because we're becoming extinct, because that's what's going to happen after a while. We're going to be extinct, man. Extinction Level Event. That was Busta Rhymes' album back in the day. Salute to Busta. Extinction Level Event. Think about it. That's what they want. That's exactly what they want. They want to get rid of the melanated people. But we here to stay, man. From the beginning to the end, from each corner of the earth, you gonna find us there. There's nowhere that you can go in this world and not see this complexion there. And I'm not talking about somebody who just came there and decided to live there. No, we was there before the other people got there. We've always been everywhere. You said our future generation is the pressure we need to obtain power and for self and independence. Absolutely, man. Our future generation, and that's why I speak so much about imparting the right things in these kids coming up, man. And who cares what society says? Because society says let these little boys go out here and do the same things that little girls do. That's what society's saying to us right now. But we know from past uh problems and issues that took place whenever a society or civilization thought that that was the thing to do, what happened. Fire and brimstone came down and burned up an entire city. So you get the concept. Even if you don't believe the word, you get the concept. So warning come before destruction, man. If you're not willing to listen to nothing, then I don't even know what else to tell you, because I'm not gonna waste my time speaking to you no more. So yeah, I said it. That's right. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it other than voice their opinion and then move on about their business. So this is your boy D Mac, man. Y'all know what I say. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but the word can always heal you. I'm out.